Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is finally Bloodthirsty Thursday. I am so happy to see each and every one of your faces. Hopefully you're happy to see mine. I hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that jazz. And as usual, please do like, share, and subscribe because I always love seeing your new faces here. We just got up over that 70 marker. Let's see if we can get it to 75. That'd be awesome. Let's see if we can get that by the end of the week. Fingers crossed. We'll see. By the end of next week, maybe. Now on to today's movie. Today's movie is a fun one. It's one that I've loved ever since I was a child. I remember seeing it when I was really, really, really young, like probably 5 or 6, and just loving it. And I probably shouldn't have watched it, but I had very liberal parents. That when it came to watching films, they let me watch just about anything as long as it wasn't pornographic and it wasn't super gory. That they were no real gore, none of that stuff. So I couldn't have watched any of the Faces of Death films or any of that, even though I found ways to watch them. Granted, the first two are the only ones that have actually real gore to it. Most of it is fake, phony stuff, especially when you get to 3, 4, 5, 6, when you get into those ones. This one, it's from 1982. That shows how old this is. I was 2 years old when this came out, so it's 38 years old now. It's old. It made me feel really old when I saw that. It stars Adrianne Barbeau with her giant, massive jugs. She's always fun. I love Adrianne Barbeau. I really like her in Escape from New York, and then of course she's great in Creepshow when she plays Billy. Just call me Billy. Yeah, she's awesome in that movie. And she's done lots of other great stuff along the way. I saw something about how she did the voice for somebody on the Joker's or on the Batman series at one point. I can't remember who it was, but she did voice somebody on that at one point in her career. I should have double checked before I started the video because now I'm having a brain fart and I can't remember when I remembered it earlier. But anyways, who we got in here? Jourdan. He's also comes back in part 2 of this, which he's fun. Unfortunately, his son passed away during production of this film, and I know that it had to really affect him in his acting ability, and that's probably why he's not in the film as much as they probably intended. He was probably supposed to have a much larger role, but because of that, I'm sure it was smaller. Who else we got in here? We got Ray Wise, who's always great. I love him in RoboCop. David Hess, who is amazing. I love him as Krug Stilo in Last House on the Left. It's my second favorite film of all time. Eventually, I'll do I don't know if I've done a review of that one. I'll have to double check. Eventually, if not, I definitely will because I love it so much. Who else we got in here? We got Nicholas Worth, who is great in Don't Answer the Phone. What else is he in that he's good? He's in Darkman. I love him in Darkman. He has a very small part in that one. In Don't Answer the Phone, he's your killer throughout. He's your serial killer throughout the movie. Very fun movie. If you haven't checked that one out, please do. It's worth a watch. That's for sure. Who else we got? And then we got Dave Durock playing the role of the creature itself, because Ray Wise. I saw something where Ray Wise, they didn't naturally intend to have Dick Durock do all of the creature. And that's because there was something with the difference in the way they both looked versus body shapes between no makeup to makeup. There was something that didn't quite reach the level. I did put some notes in that on there and down in the note stuff down below, or if you're on Facebook, the note stuff up above. And this is directed by Wes Craven, and this is none other than Swamp Thing. Yeah, I'm like almost 5 minutes in, and I'm just now finally showing you the cover artwork for this one. And this is the Scream Team, Scream Factory, Shout Factory edition. I think this one's a Scream Factory, and it is a DVD Blu-ray combo. Mine, unfortunately, it won't close. It pops open. It kind of frustrates me. As far as how it goes, oops, I forgot the Blu-ray upstairs in the player. But anyways, you got that. We do have some nice little artwork on the inside. It's not a reversible type thing. It's just some artwork for you to see. Some pretty cool stuff. You get to see that like werewolf type creature that Arcane turns into at the end of the film, which is very cool. Nice little fight between them. So what's it about? It's about this guy named Holland, Dr. Holland, and Dr. Holland is basically doing these scientific experiments on trying to come up with a chemical that essentially will end world hunger. Some GMO type stuff. They predicted it like 38 years earlier. Very crazy. But it's basically, GMOs. Because he wants to have things grow in places where they're not supposed to, and things to sustain life, even though the climate that they're in, it doesn't suit that plant, but the way he's making it, it's going to be an aggressive animal plant type, so it won't be aggressive, not like that, not like it'll attack you type form, but aggressive as in it'll grow rapidly and it'll constantly produce you new product every time you turn around, because it is at one point you see them throw this chemical on some wooden pallets, and the wood starts to grow back on it. There's this flower that he sticks in a vase, and they put a couple of drops of the stuff in there, and then next thing you know, the tree, it's a giant tree. Very cool stuff. So Adrianne Barbeau, her character Cable, she is set down there to help assist Dr. Holland, and both Dr. Holland and Dr. Holland, because his sister is also a doctor, scientist as well, and who is there helping him with his experiments. And so she's sent there to help them out. There's this whole little thing with Dr. Arcane. Dr. Arcane is a bad person who is trying to steal the chemical, the serum, so that he can live forever, essentially. So he can reproduce dead cells and things like that. So yeah, like I said, eventually, so he could live forever. Now, as far as what else do we got in here, there's a little tussle between them. We got David Hess and Nicholas Worth, and the rest of their goons come in, and they pour this chemical on top of Dr. Holland, and first they kill the sister. They beat the hell out of Adrianne Barbeau. They knock her out. Use her hand to get in access into the laboratory, which it's like, wow, these guys really thought it out. Boy, they really went hardcore on that. So they pour it all over him. He explodes essentially when he's on fire. He combusts, runs out and jumps into the water, and essentially like the water just like implodes. It's so crazy how something could get burning so hot and could do that, and the guy was still running around. And now, so essentially, the guy becomes Swamp Thing, and Swamp Thing is a plant-human hybrid that can heal itself through sunlight, feeds itself through sunlight. Water helps it grow. All kinds of things, things that you would think for a plant, it would do for it. Very interesting. Now, I'm trying to think what else, if there's anything else I want to share and hear about as far as the story goes, because I like to give you just the little beginning tidbits, because this is a required viewing, folks. I do suggest this one. This is one that I'm gonna watch for years and years to come. I've probably seen this like 30, 40 times by now. I could probably do it word for word. That's how much I've seen this and how much I love this film. Part 2 is a lot of fun too, Return of the Swamp Thing. MVD did a sweet Blu-ray on that one. I'm going to have to pick that up at some time because I don't even have that on DVD. I know, kind of sad, Matt. You should have that one. It's a classic, Jim Wynorski. But anyways, let's roll on over to my ratings on this film. As far as the technical side goes, Wes Craven is no slouch when it comes to being behind the camera. You have top actors that are chewing the scenery up just perfectly fine. Adrianne Barbeau is great in it. Arcane is great. There's a little boy named Jude in here who's fun. He's got some great one-liners when they chase her down and she ends up at this like gas station, and this gas station's run by this little like younger kid, and he's probably, I'm guessing, like anywhere from 14 to 16 years old. I'm guessing probably 14, who's left to run this store all by himself. Definitely one of those things. It's very small, backwoods type town, type place, so it's very, very, very secluded. So we got lots of cool cinematography. It looks great on Blu-ray as well. Let's give it a 4 on the technical side. Now onto the entertainment side. It is a blast. It's one that I watch. Like I said, I've seen it like 30, 40 times. What else can I say? There's some really cool effects in here. The creature does look a little dated by today's standard. I'm not going to lie. Both creatures do. All three of them do, essentially, because there's even like a little midget type one that one of the other characters gets turned into, and it's quite his used to unnerve me quite a bit when I was a kid, because it was like out of the blue that this poor bastard got tricked into drinking this serum and what it did to his body afterwards. It's just insane. But yeah, that scene used to really unnerve me, the dinner scene with him, with Nicholas Worth. Yep. So let's give it a 4 on the entertainment side as well. So this bad boy is getting an 8 out of 10. I believe it deserves that. It is a required viewing. So please, folks, do go out and check out Swamp Thing. Yes, Wes Craven's classic. I'm going to put that bad bitch down, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. It's coming up on that 13-minute mark. I feel like dog shit still. Tomorrow I got another required viewing rolling in. One that today's movie is definitely better than tomorrow's, but tomorrow's I like more just because it's so ridiculous and fun, and I love the tagline for it, along with a lot of other things about it. It's a bad movie, but it is classic bad. All right, y'all. Love your faces. Peace as always.